Welcome to the Deep Dive. You're here because you want to get smart, fast, on topics that matter, and, well, that's exactly what we deliver. Today we're tackling something really practical. How to take those awesome digital things you make and actually sell them directly.
Exactly. You've put in the work, made something valuable, and now you need a clear way to get it out there and get paid.
Yeah, without a huge fuss.
And we've got a great resource for this, an article by Winston Trim. It walks through a really accessible method for doing just that.
Okay, so for this deep dive, our mission is pretty clear.
Yeah.
We're looking at a direct path for selling your digital stuff using two tools you probably already know, Google Sites and PayPal.
Familiar tools.
Think of it like a shortcut, a fast
Yeah.
track to getting started with monetizing your work,
Hmm?
without getting totally bogged down in complicated e-commerce platforms.
Mhm.
We'll walk through integrating those PayPal buy now buttons step by step, look at some other options too, and flag the really important things you need to think about for a smooth setup. The goal is to make it feel, well, manageable.
Yeah, not overwhelming. And what's really smart about Trim's approach here is that it puts you in control right from the beginning.
How so?
Well, embedding PayPal's Buy Now buttons directly onto your Google site, it's probably one of the quickest ways to actually start taking payments for your digital work. It's just a really efficient entry point.
Okay, efficiency sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's dive into this buy now button integration then. Trim breaks it down pretty well.
He does. There are a few steps, but like you said, they're logical.
So first things first,
Right.
you obviously need a way to get paid. That means a PayPal business account, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's essential for handling the transactions through your site. You can't really use a personal account for this.
Right.
So once you've got that set up, the next thing is actually creating the Buy Now button inside your PayPal account. Trim points out, you basically navigate through their menus. It's usually under Tools, then PayPal button, something like that. And you choose Buy Now as the type.
Makes sense. PayPal guides you through it.
Pretty much. Then you just, fill in the details. What's the product called? What's the price? Standard stuff.
And you can tweak how the button looks too, like size and text.
Yep, you can customize it a bit so it fits your site's style. But the really crucial part for digital products comes next in I think they call it optional settings.
Ah, okay. This is for the delivery part.
Exactly. This is key. In those optional settings, there's a field where you put the URL, the web address, where you want customers sent after they pay successfully.
The redirect URL.
That's the one. It's absolutely vital for delivering your digital product automatically. It's like giving PayPal the digital delivery address for your customer.
Okay, so that URL needs to point somewhere. Which brings us to the next bit, actually storing the digital product itself so people can download it.
Right. You need a place for the file. Trim mentions the usual suspects, Google Drive, Dropbox, or maybe even a platform built for digital delivery.
But the key is the sharing setting, isn't it?
Huge point. He really emphasizes this. You must make sure your sharing settings allow anyone with the link to access the file. You don't want payment, then a request for access, right?
Definitely not. You want it seamless. So get that shareable link.
Get the shareable link from wherever you're hosting the file, and that link, Trim explains, is what you paste back into those PayPal button settings, specifically in that redirect URL field we just talked about.
Ah, okay. So the link to the product file goes into the redirect setting in PayPal.
Precisely. That connection makes the whole thing work automatically. Customer pays, PayPal redirects them straight to the download.
Got it. Okay, so PayPal now knows where to send the buyer. How do we actually get that button onto our Google site page?
Right. So once you've filled in all those PayPal details, name, price, that crucial redirect URL, PayPal generates a chunk of code for you. HTML code.
HTML. Sounds a bit techy.
It can sound that way, but really just think of it as instructions for the web browser. It tells your Google site, hey, put this button here, and when someone clicks it, do this PayPal thing. You just need to copy all of that code.
Okay, copy the code. Then what?
Then you hop over to your Google site, go to the page where you want the button, find the Insert option in the Google Sites editor, and choose Embed. Then select Embed Code, a little box pops up, and you just paste that HTML code you copied from PayPal right into it.
And Google Sites shows you a preview.
Usually, yeah. You'll see the button appear in the preview. If it looks right, you click Insert, and boom, the button is on your page.
Okay, almost there. But the site isn't live yet, right?
Critical final step. And easy to forget, you have to actually hit Publish on your Google site. Until you publish it, nobody else sees that page or that shiny new button. All your work is just in draft mode.
Right. Publish makes it live. So let's recap that flow. Someone lands on your Google site, reads your amazing product description.
Hopefully amazing, yeah.
They click Buy Now. PayPal does its secure payment thing. And then automatically they get sent to the download link.
Bingo. That's the process.
That actually sounds surprisingly straightforward. It cuts out a lot of the complexity you might expect with e-commerce.
It is very direct, very efficient for getting started.
Yeah.
But Trim does also mention it's not the only way. It's a great starting point, but there are other options, especially as you grow.
Okay, like what?
Well, sticking with PayPal, he mentions using PayPal payment links.
Payment links.
Mm.
How are they different from the buttons?
It's a bit simpler, maybe less visual. Instead of embedding a button, you create a specific link in PayPal tied to a product or amount.
Just the link.
Yeah. You can share that link directly, email, social media, or you could just embed it as a normal text hyperlink on your Google site page. So someone clicks text like click here to buy and it takes them to the PayPal checkout.
So maybe less of a visual buy now prompt, but still gets the job done via PayPal.
Exactly. Might work well in certain contexts.
Okay. What if someone's thinking bigger picture, like they anticipate needing more features down the line?
Yeah, good question. That's where Trim brings up dedicated third-party e-commerce platforms. These are, services built specifically for selling online.
Like Shopify or...
Could be. He specifically mentions Selfie and Ecwid as examples that often have integrations for Google sites. So you get more features, maybe better automated delivery options, customer management tools, sales analytics.
So you could still use Google Sites for the main website, the storefront.
Right. But the actual product listing or the buy button might come from Selfie or Ecwid, linking back to their more powerful back-end system. It's a way to scale up.
That makes sense. Sort of combining the simplicity of Google Sites with the power of a dedicated platform. He also mentioned Google Forms with add-ons. That sounds a bit clunky for sales.
Yeah, Trim presents it more as a potential solution, maybe for really simple things, or if you need to collect extra info before the sale, like taking an order via a form. You could use an add-on to handle payment after the form submission. But he does note it's probably not going to be as smooth for the customer as a direct PayPal button. More steps involved, potentially.
Right. Probably best to stick with the buttons or payment links to start. Okay, so we've got the mechanics down. Integrating payments. But just having a button isn't enough, is it? People need to actually want to click it.
Absolutely fundamental. Trim stresses this too. You need really clear product information on your Google site.
What does that entail?
Well, explaining exactly what the digital product is, what features does it have, what files are included, and crucially, what's the value? How does it help the customer?
You need to sell it, basically, on the page itself.
Totally. And using good images, maybe previews or screenshots of your product, that can make a huge difference in convincing someone to buy. Show them what they're getting.
That makes total sense. You need clarity.
Yeah.
He also mentioned terms and conditions. That sounds like boring legal stuff people might skip.
It does sound like that, but it's pretty vital, especially with digital goods. You really need a clear policy. What's your refund policy, if any? How can people use the product usage rights? Any disclaimers?
Okay, so spell it out.
Yeah. Trim suggests having a dedicated T&Cs page on your site and linking to it clearly. It just adds professionalism and helps manage expectations, protects you and the buyer.
Good advice. And the last point he touches on is customer support.
Yeah.
Even if the tech works, things might go wrong.
Exactly. Someone might have trouble with the payment, or maybe they can't access the download link for some reason. It happens.
So you need to be ready for that.
Be prepared. Have a way for people to contact you easily, like a support email address listed clearly, maybe an FAQ section addressing common issues. It builds trust and shows you're there to help if problems pop up.
Right. Prevents frustration. Okay, so wrapping this up then. The main takeaway from this deep dive into Winston Trim's article seems to be that using these PayPal Buy Now buttons on a simple Google site, it's actually a really direct, pretty accessible way to start making money from your digital work.
It really is. It bypasses a lot of the initial hurdles of setting up a full online store. It's a practical first step.
Minimal investment needed, seems like.
Pretty much. But Trim's final piece of advice is golden, I think. Once you do set it all up, test it thoroughly.
Test it yourself.
Yes. Go through the entire process as if you were a customer. Click the button, make a test payment if you can, or use PayPal's sandbox mode. Make sure the redirect works. Make sure you can actually download the file easily.
Catch any glitches before real customers do.
Exactly. Ensuring that smooth customer experience is so, so important. I really can't stress that testing part enough.
Solid advice. So there you have it. Hopefully you've now got a much clearer picture of how you can use Google Sites and PayPal together to sell your digital creations directly.
And it's worth thinking about that direct aspect, you know? This method gives you significant control by handling the sale yourself right on your site. Think about how that could help you build stronger relationships with your customers.
Yeah, compared to selling through a big marketplace, maybe.
Potentially. And you likely keep a larger chunk of the revenue, too. So maybe think about that digital creation you've been pondering. Could this direct approach be the way you finally get it out there and connect with your audience?
Definitely some food for thought there. We hope this deep dive gave you the practical steps and maybe the confidence to move forward. We'll be back soon with more insights into topics that matter. Keep exploring, keep learning.